Hello everybody, that one train guys here back again with another custom spotlight. And today it's going to be a bit different. We are actually looking at a quote unquote OC or original character. But at the same time it technically isn't because it's a real life engine. So, I guess without further ado, let me show you Big Bertha. Now, let's go into the lore of this engine. Now, before we talk about Big Bertha, we need to talk about the Lickey Incline. The Lickey Incline was the most steep hill in Britain that was still in the use on main lines, and the Midland Railway had to sacrifice up to 2 to 3 engines to help push trains up the hill, also known as banking. You know, the thing that Edward does. So, they decided that, you know what? Maybe it's better just to build an engine for the hill. And so they did. In 1919, they built Big Bertha. Although she didn't have a name, and she went by either Big Bertha or Big Emma, she did her job very well. And she was actually so strong that they couldn't even, during British Railways days, they didn't even give her a strength rating, so that she only worked on the hill, and, you know, she was that powerful. So it wasn't really needed. So that means she's more powerful than a 9F. I know, that's crazy. So, the actual engine was withdrawn on May 19th, 1956, and scrapped in 1957. It had covered up to 838,856 miles, or 1,350,008 kilometers, mostly on the Lickey incline. Now, that would be the end of her story in real life, but not in this AU, I guess it technically is, seeing that so much has changed. So in this AU, Big Bertha was bought by Sodor in 56-57 and was brought to the island. Now, she wasn't numbered for a very long time, mostly due to forgetting the number. This is something that Charles did a lot. There were a whole lot of unnumbered engines. When Stephen took up the mantle around the 60s, 70s, Stephen renumbered all the engines except for the main 11, of course. Big Bertha officially gained the number 17. She now works on the main line, so she pulls passenger trains and goods. She does whatever work is needed, and she's really good at it. So, now let's actually get into the model. Now, the model has gone through multiple different changes. First off, she started off as just a Henry recolor, and it had a Molly face. And then one of my friends, Dax, told me the Molly face looked bad. So I changed it out for a rosy face because I have so many of those for some reason. And she around stayed the same. The handrails changed a bit from time to time. That was up until recently, actually, back in February, March, I believe, where I decided that I wanted to make an 010 Big Bertha because she was kind of small compared to the rest, which I didn't like myself. So I took Big Bertha and I gave her a Murdoch chassis and a rusty cab and a part of a Jack Ross Percy running board. on the back. Screwed it in, gave her an extra little piece on the tender, and that's how we are at the model today.
All in all, I think this turned out great. So I guess this is that one train guy signing out. Later, chaps.